Man, we back with episode 30 already. YouTube Zodiacs, what's good? Is your favorite Gemini cast, the Gemini, and I am back with episode 30 of the Cash and Now show, man. Today I got a special guest in the building. You know, I said the same thing when I was talking to H Stats, when I was talking to Chris Barton. I was like, man, some people you try to get on here, it don't work out at the exact time, but it works out right on time, man.
Yeah.
What's good, King? I appreciate you coming, man.
Oh man, listen, we've been trying to do this for forever. Like I thought, what was I? I was gonna be like number 3 or something. Like 29 people later. It's
Oh
crazy,
man,
crazy.
yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris is like, hey, I own all the credit for making this happen.
Yeah. Yo, you know what? What's nuts is, me and him was talking on the phone. Like, it was like early one morning. He's like, I'm gonna be on Cash tonight. I was like, all right, cool, cool, cool. I said, I've been trying to, get on the show. It's just, our timing's been off. And he said, well, you better tune in tonight. Right. So then he was leaving real cryptic messages in our group chat. And I'm like, what the hell is this dude talking about? I said, I watched this show. So I watched this show and I was like, oh man, he gave me so much love. I love the dude, man. There's a lot of good people in this community that you do meet,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you actually endear yourself to these individuals. Is I tell people this is a jealous sport that we have.
oh
People
yeah,
don't really
yeah, yeah,
they don't really get it. Like, if people aren't built of your ilk, this is a lot is it's a lot of jealousy, envy. Now some dudes can take it as inspiration. Like when I seen Junior, I went to Junior's house, and I'm gonna tell you, man, I was like, I got to step my game up. Yo, Junior in the flesh, pause, is one of the most meticulous, thought out dudes like you would ever
yeah.
see. Like his display. Because I got there before the Star Wars. All right. I got there when it was DC 1/3, when it was Marvel. I went in there and cleaned out basically all his Marvel XM joints.
Yo, I
And
still can't believe it. I seen the old video. I'm like, yo, where's this at?
yeah, in my house. They all about here. They all about here. Shout out to Thor. Because Thor hooked me up with Junior, right? Because Thor reached out to me to get me on the DCX show. I mean, I'm jumping a little bit further, but just talking about seeing people displays, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm a person that I get inspiration from people like my man Mojo. I'm gonna tell you right
Oh
now,
yeah, yeah.
Junior and Mojo, and I know there's other people out in the world. I don't know y'all, but I know these two dudes. These two is they fighting one on one. Like they don't know they sparring, but they sparring in my eyes, and I'm like, Mojo got the Queen Studio Hawk on Throne. Still haven't got mine yet, Todd, but don't worry. I'm still with you, brother. I love you to death. I'm waiting for that shipping, and when it's shipping, I'll be happy. Anyway, Mojo said it's so big, pause, that he went and he's building a custom shelf. He's having a guy come over and build a custom shelf. That's how deep Mojo takes his situations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his media room is crazy. So those two, I talk to them. I don't talk to Junior as much. He's very busy. Same thing with Mojo, but Mojo, I talk to Mojo like almost every day. Mojo is an absolute inspiration, and Thor helped me realize uh what I really loved about Star Wars, and
Yeah,
Rodney
yeah.
taught me how to stay in my lane. Like I was all over the place. Rodney taught me you can't have everything, but you can admire through other people's stuff. And that's when I just release and let go. I didn't have to go buy all this other stuff to keep up with the Joneses. I had my mom's in the background, but till Rodney said it, it just really made sense. So I take a little bits and pieces from everybody, but be careful. I say this to say, be careful. A lot of people ain't gonna be happy for you. Your success when you pop and stuff. Like when we was on this dude's show and
Yeah.
we both saw the Doom portrait. I still got it upstairs. I ain't even opened it out the box yet.
Oh yeah, Sabas. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So assembler. And is that was like inspiration as love. Other dudes, if they financially can't do it, they're envious, or they're envious regardless. So different people come up with different motivations. My motivation is love, peace, and hair grease. I like what people is doing. Your joint is
Yeah.
dope. You do the horror stuff. So, I just say, be careful for a lot of people, because I thought a lot of people was on my side and some people aren't. But the dudes that I did mention are
Yeah.
real true blue people that I really love and I really appreciate.
Yeah, no doubt. And real quick, I'm gonna get to the chat. I actually am looking at the that Doom right now. Because of that stream
You
we
put it
was
up?
on. Hey, Sideshow got my money, man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
put it
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait,
up.
wait, wait. So you got the Doom maquette coming, or you got it yet?
I don't have them. I didn't order the maquette. I've been
Okay, so
thinking
you
about
just
it
ordered
though.
the post.
Just
Okay,
the print.
the print. All right. So yeah, I got
Yeah.
my print. It's still in the box. So like when I do KRS, I'm going to do that. But see, this is my little Doom section over here, and I got the sideshow Doom on Throne, and I got the sideshow premium format,
Oh
and I got
yeah.
the Fantastic Four, like right there, the little ones, right?
Yeah.
So I got that maquette coming. And also I got God Rune Doom up there from Zion Art. Um so I'm
Hey,
gonna
hey,
have to
hey,
do
hey,
a whole
King. Do
yeah.
you recognize who's the channel's logo?
Oh
Do
yes,
do
sir.
you
Come
recognize
on,
who is the
man.
channel's
Yo,
logo?
come on, man. Yo, you know who's the real big bad in Marvel. You know, Thanos was he's an accident, champion. Man. Doom was always supposed to be. And I don't think they ever wrote him right, or they wrote him too ambitious. But from the get go, you knew that Thanos grew into his position. So I think Thanos took that aspect of it, because everybody was all mysterious with it. Jim Starlin and them, he didn't look like that. He didn't look like that in the beginning, like how Thanos looks now. But he grew into that space, and they grew that. But Doom for me has always been the number one villain. So
Cool,
that's why I had to
cool.
get that Doom on Throne.
Man, what's good? What's good, everybody? We got Ninja Squirrel 30 here. Appreciate you, man. Dennis Perez,
What's going on,
Jedi
guys?
Chisel, Fatal. Thor says the king and my princess. What's going on, Thor?
yo, yo, Thor, I heard what you done did to this boy, man. Oh my God.
Hey, man. Hey, like I said yesterday, I don't think people understand. See with Star Wars, man. It's so many questions I had.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's like for one, like how come some people got a saber, other people's don't? Some people can do the force, some people don't. And man, I tell you, I was writing like I literally was writing down everything Thor was saying. He was sending me videos,
Yeah.
and I would have to watch the video like 3 times before I was like finally understand like what was going on.
Yo, get this part. Me and him talking, we kicking it. And I'm like, yeah, man, Darth Maul, man, he's my favorite, man. He only had that one shot in the movie. He said, you don't know about Rebels or whatever? Send me the joint. Man, they had a whole extra joint from. I wish he would have left my man dead in that one movie. I had to watch my man go from spider butt to robot legs to getting killed by Obi-Wan Kenobi again to getting beat by Ahsoka. Man, I watched my dude. I mean, he did have a great arc, and he did become a mob boss and all this other stuff. But Thor explained to me that he was an assassin. He was never a
Hmm.
Sith Lord, and it was things to that. It's like you said, it's levels to this stuff. So I got educated in the ways of the Sith, but I have through him I have grown a hate for something certain Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh man, that's funny, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. I see you, Fatal, Vibranium Gem, Danny Lee in the building,
yeah.
Archangel.
Danny,
What's
what's up?
good, man?
Art, what's
Pudgy.
good?
Yeah, man. So I wanna ask you a question, right? Just kind of taking it all the way back to the beginning for yourself. First off, like, what's your first introduction to anything? Stan Lee, any comics, just anything in general, man.
He said comics. I was buying
Yeah.
comics when it was 2 cents. I
Hey,
still got my
they
books.
ain't 2 cents no more. I
No,
went to the
hell
comic
no.
store
That's the problem.
today.
that's the problem. They $5. It didn't scale
Yeah.
properly. That's the one thing that didn't scale. Excuse me, properly. Bread scaled properly. Bread is like what $3, right?
Yeah, yeah.
A decent bread is $5. Um, bread used to be 2 cents.
That's funny because it is levels of bread. I'm not going.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
levels of
I just had
bread.
some really good $5 bread, right? So you got to think about it. So in the same thought, I watch comic books go from 2 cents to 5 cents to 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, 25 cents, and up, and it just they never reach their ceiling. Then I go to the comic book store and it's $5 a book. I'm like, damn. Now I can only get the the whatchamacallit books, the like the graphic novel. But we used to call them graphic novels back then, but the trade paperbacks now
Hmm.
of the whole series. I mean, and it loses it's kind of loses its value, but then you have to go back to the genesis of the thought process to it. You just want to read the stories.
Yeah.
Um, so the earliest book I can say I probably picked up was probably a Fantastic Four book. Um, when it was a Fantastic Four book when he was fighting the Mole Man, and that was a shout out. I have a cousin named Thor, which is kind of nuts. He passed away. God bless the dead. I would go to his house, and it wasn't no other little kids there. I was the only grandbaby, so my grandmother would go to her sister's house, and Thor is her son, and he was a little bit older, but Thor is like never home, and then he'll have comic books in his closet, and I'll go inside his closet and sit in the corner and read all his books.
Oh man.
uh, Richie Rich, all his DC books. I fell in love with the Flash, Shazam, and then as I started to get older, I wanted my own collection. I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't want to have to wait to go, to Aunt Sarah's house and play with Thor's books. So nah, I said, all right, cool. Got my money, got my little money, and I will buy my comic books. And it was just, I remember reading the Hulk and watching the Hulk TV show,
Hmm.
and my affinity for that character, because the character was strong, he was big, and at my age, I was always big for my age, right?
Yeah.
So, you have normal kids, and I'm just like the big kid, like the Hulk. So, um, I just identified with the character. He didn't really want to cause no trouble, but if you get out of hand, you know what I'm saying, he can throw those hands. But
You talking about Lou Ferrigno, right? That
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Bill
Okay.
Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. Man, listen, I was so mad when Lou Ferrigno lost to Arnold Schwarzenegger in the the weightlifting joint, because I was like, nah, he better than him. No, he really wasn't. But but my affinity for that character, and then Lou Ferrigno and the whole thing about it. I was always around comics. I used to work in a comic book store. The guy
Oh,
couldn't pay
cool.
me, so he would pay me in comic books.
Wait,
So
wait, wait.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
kind of cool. I mean, how old
No,
was
it's
you
not
then?
cool. It's not cool.
I
It's not
mean,
cool at all.
we talk-
It's not cool. I thought I was gonna get paid. I was sweeping up, I was dusting, I was wiping off all the glass, I was racking the books. The books come off the truck. I would put them in papers and plastics, backboards and plastics. I will rack the books, I will put them away, I will categorize them, I will label them. I did everything. So I really don't know what the hell this dude was doing. But I do say this. Every time new books came in, he said, take whatever you want. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out. Um, Ark the Aardvark and that rabbit, Yobi the rabbit. I remember around that time was about like characters with that was animals. So I saw the Ninja Turtles. I'm like, what's this? And I vividly remember it because I was like, let me get 3 copies of number one, whatever. And I'm looking at it. I said, wow, they completely different than any other books that I was reading at the time, because it was a little mature, but they look like for cartoons. I'm like, wow, this is deep. And I kept collecting them. So I stayed with them for a while because I was getting, free books.
Mhm.
And I think I left around the time, um, what was it? Black Knight. I mean, the Dark Knight Returns came out, or the Ronin series. One of the two. I started working for him, and I started, making some money,
Yeah.
because I was there like a real job, like a 9 to 5. Like I get
Oh
out of
man.
school, I'm there till they close, and I'm going home and like just got a couple of books. Like Nah, this ain't cool, man. Free, sweatshop. He had me on the sweatshop, but it was a great experience because it taught me responsibility, but it also taught me how to preserve my books because he would give me boxes to put them in. Well, don't leave them scattered around in your room. Put them in your boxes and make sure you have the plastics and the backboards. You got it. You got everything. I'm
Yep.
like, yeah. So you think he being your friend? I mean, he's really getting free labor, but he's also teaching me how to collect
Yeah.
and how to preserve my books. And he would give me a heads up. I think this book is going to be worth. So
That's
pretty good.
actually cool. And I picked up these Marvel Masterworks right here. Um, it's only about 300 pages, so it's not like the thickest book, but it's like a different version if you don't want to like get like an omnibus or whatever.
Yeah, I
Or
got
even
those.
like yeah, it's pretty cool for the people out there who don't know these. You still
Yeah,
getting a great read. It's about 12 to $15, so you know.
that's what I find that to be the best for people that just want to read. All
Yeah.
right. There's people that want to invest.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then there's people that want a certain look. Like the omnibus looks very nice, looks very
Oh yeah.
clean. Like when you go to
Oh yeah.
somebody's house, it looks dope. But then you have, the economy purist that just wants to read the books and the stories. I got books. I got 62 or 65,000 books. And over a period of time, what I would do, right? I would sell my books come Mother's Day. You're a kid, I live in the projects. I would sell some of my books at the comic book stores downtown, like Forbidden Planets, knowing that I can get them back from the comic book store that I was at.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and I would buy, my mom's flowers or a cake for Mother's Day or whatever. And so there it was like a commodity type of thing at that period of time because I knew they did have value. Certain books did have value. But back then we fell into it. I think the later generations where they slab stuff, they understand. All right, this book is worth X amount of dollars, and I
Yeah.
gotta have it pristine. I was just thirsty to get my hands on the next Hulk versus Thor. Like how they used to set up the fights, the Thing versus the Hulk, or they always have a splash page at the end, like who's the villain, and you gotta wait that month, and then as soon as that month, you running down to the comic book store. So um that's how I used to watch it, and that's how I used to view it. So I didn't have that thought process of this is going to be worth money. Let me slab this. I mean, make sure the spine, because I see dudes in the comic book store now. They looking at the spine, and
Man, everything got to be a 9.8, man.
I'm like,
Like
man, get out of my way. Like my mentality is not that,
yeah.
So I go in with the wonderment of a kid that wants to read the next story and wants to
Yeah.
know where they want to take this character. I was then in the inception of Doctor Strange when Steve Ditko and them dudes was doing that work, and his book was so far out. It was like they was all on shrooms. They was all doing meth tabs or something. And I'm like, okay, it's deep. And the way the art style was, I was like, I can get with it. Um, and it just took you to a different space. Everything had a different space. It was real funky because they was 70 kids, 80 kids. They was growing up in that free love type of thought in that era. So when you see a Jim Starlin book or a Captain Marvel book and the way they drew it, it transported you to a different place. It wasn't all
Yeah.
about agendas and stuff like that. I read the books now. I'm like, this is too deep. Like it's not too serious, man. It's just let's give me a good fight. Give me a good fight, and they don't get it.
Do you feel like with the covers that used to be with like the character crossovers and stuff,
Right.
do you wish that would still happen? I know like now it doesn't do the like licensing. Like there's no Wolverine versus Hulk on screen now. And I mean maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen, but
Well, now it would.
now it will.
Now with the deal that Paramount has with Disney and
Mm,
the fact that Disney has Fox, those things can happen now. Remember, Marvel was working from a limited pool. They sold out all their assets when they bottomed out and they hit bankruptcy. So they sold all their assets to stay solvent. And when they sold Spider-Man and his whole universe over to Sony, and then they sold Fox, the X-Men, and the rights to the words mutants, and they kept hold to a couple of them, and they did Iron Man, and they still had Thor, and they still had a couple of others, and they worked the universe that way. They really crafted way back with limited, assets. Like they one hand tied behind their back, and they just went out and purchased and got their stuff back. They still don't own Spider Man, so how they work that is they have a deal with Sony. Sony's never gonna
Okay.
let that go. That's a
Oh yeah.
super cash cow, So but yeah, we'll get those crossover as far as movies.
Hmm.
As far as books, they still do that good stuff. I hope we can one day get a DC versus Marvel, a
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Yeah,
That would be
like
cool. But with
and they could do it.
that has a better chance being an animated film though, right?
Yeah, I would not want it as an animated film.
Okay.
I would really want a serious build up to a larger movie with the big bads, and then they have to come together and fight the big bads. I would love that.
So you don't want one standalone like a
Oh
trilogy or
no, no, no,
something.
no, 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 no. No. I want at least like the Lord of the Rings. I want a three
Okay.
part movie that is 3 hours long each
Yeah.
movie that is setting up. I don't want to be cheap.
Oh,
Like,
it sounds like you need Zack Snyder for this. Then is what I'm
oh yeah,
hearing.
well I do want Zack Snyder to have his universe. When we got a chance to see Zack Snyder's universe, his Justice League,
Completely
way
different
different,
flick.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the colors, the mood,
Yeah.
how he set up each character, and he did this in a one movie, one shot type of deal, right?
Yeah.
And in order to pull that off, you have to be some type of savant, right? And when we got the chance to see his whole thought process through, it really worked. Instead of that Josh Whedon chopped up monstrosity of a Frankenstein film, but you get Zach to do one film, and you get Kevin Feige to get his best group to do another film, and then you have them collab on the last film. I think it'll be dope.
Yeah, man. And looks like we got a question for you. What do you think of digital comics like just for reading?
I hate them.
Oh wow.
I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them with a passion because I'm the feeling guy. I'm still a newspaper dude. I deal in print media, bro. And people still ask me, "Oh, people still reading newspapers?" I'm like,
Yeah.
thank God they do, because I had a security firm, um, before the pandemic. Bye, gone. The pandemic, the only thing that held true, print media. The only thing that kept the lights on was print media. Even though little by little you see things going, but then there's also
Yeah.
other avenues in that we're working it, as far as also giving a digital copy to every print media that is sold, and a key to the back door, so you can get the information early and stuff like that. But I mean, you work it together. Me
Yeah.
coming from getting that book to opening the cover to see if Arthur Adams and his favorite inker is inking the book, and the colors is just right. Those things I can't get out of my system. So when I scroll on a screen, or it's just not the same as turning that page and see what happened. Did Dole punch him in the mouth? Did Hawk lift up the hammer? You know, um, those things is I don't know. I just don't get that from the digital.
Okay.
I don't know. It loses something. But this generation loves it. It sells like hotcakes. I don't know. Not me.
Hey, I, I don't know. I mean, I remember reading so much, man. You know about mummies, ancient Egypt, anything, and it is different when you're trying to like taking a paperback and you get to flick the page from one page to the next. Versus, oh crap, let me find my charger. My book about to die. You know what I'm
Yeah, right.
saying?
It's I don't know. It's an old school, and our brains is keyed to it, right? We're used to that reading books. If you grew up in a household, your mom's is like, do your homework, do this, do that. My kids take to this home learning stuff like fish to water. Me, I would be bored out my mind. I would be totally disengaged because I need to have that book. I need to have that pencil or that pen. I need to be reading the words. I need to be following along. So the way I learn and the way I view stuff and see stuff is a whole lot different than the generation now with digital and instant. It works for them. So instantly, if they can have the whole page all mapped out and they can just see it that way, it works for them. For me, it was the wonderment from what's page to the next.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So, I just want to talk about video games for a second, man, because I was checking something out, right? And
Right.
you got to tell me about a little bit of combination of video games, and I want everybody to also, see this as well. You got this Iron Lords podcast right here,
Oh yeah,
man, and
that's lordsofgaming.net. That's what's up, man.
yeah, and this
Oh yeah,
is
oh
this
no, that's
is
the YouTube. Okay.
yeah. This is I thought this was like was really pretty cool. It was a little bit of everything. So how did you get into video games? Was this all the way back?
Same time as comic books. Like my cousin Sean got arrested dead. I came home one day. Was it Atari 2600 or was it a ColecoVision? I think it was a 2600. They had the 2600 in the house, and we came in, and all his friends was in there. What's going on, Squirrely? So I'm like, this is kind of good. Pitfall, Harry, and and they had the one button and a little joystick. So, from there, um, see, I wasn't one of those kids, and I can get this out there. I wasn't one of those kids that had both parents in the house. I just had my mom's, and my mom's was on a very, very fixed income. All
Hmm.
right. I've had every video game system that ever came out.
Oh
All
wow.
right.
Okay.
So yeah, that was my money. Every comic book that I got, that was my money or that was my hard work or whatever that was. I've been working since I was 9 years old. Um, and the video game thing, they all marriage. You had to do something to stay from being swallowed up from the streets where I'm from. I'm from the South Bronx. I'm from Melrose. Um, if you weren't into something, you're gonna get into something, and the odds is you getting into that other stuff. A lot of my friends aren't here. So either they
Yeah.
dead or they locked up or they just coming home and they just like Captain America, a man out of place. So
Yeah.
a man out of time, lost. So um ColecoVision, Intellivision, Atari, Vectrex, Sega, Nintendo, Sony. I've been there for every launch, every release, every first launch lineup, every piece of the generation. And I was doing that with my cousin and a couple of our friends. That's the Channel 5 crew. And a small group of us splintered off and made Iron Lords podcast. So what we would do is the Channel 5 consists of video games, comic books, karate movies, and combat sports and wrestling.
Okay. Okay.
So every Saturday, if it's a big fight, me and my cousin would chip in, get the pay per view, and if you ain't chipping no money, you ain't watching. Every Saturday, we would play video games, and we would go and get 3 for 20 karate movies. Everybody chip in the money, go get the 3 movies. We pick out the 3 movies, and we sit there and watch karate movies all weekend. So
Is this Blockbuster days or?
nah, man. This is Fordham Road going to get the bootlegs, baby. Come on, man. We go to Kennedy Fried Chicken, get our biscuit, get French fries, get back to the house, and we actually, you know, uh, watching fights, playing Madden, playing Halo. It was just, I broke up with a lot of girlfriends because they thought I was cheating or something during this period of time. I wasn't. I was just playing video games for 24 hours, or, or excuse me, or watching a fight for
Yeah.
24 hours and all that. So it was just, that whole big fun. That's where that comes from. So what we did was we never wanted to let go of those moments, and we came up with a Sunday that we sit down and we talk video games and we talk. I do combat sports on Saturdays, And I was always a collectible dude, so that's how King of the Statues came about. And I started doing that because I could get to the story. I'll wait for you to ask that question on how that first statue popped up, how this disease got into my system.
Oh yeah.
With all the other diseases I got, I just damn sure didn't need this one. But yeah, man, that's what Iron Lords is about. We also have lordsofgaming.net where we have a team of writers on
Hmm.
our website, and that links down to that. And they do a hell of a job on reviews and walkthroughs on video games and just tech talk. So they do a great job there. Well, it's a group, it's a large group of us.
So someone had asked in here, how do you feel about the game Elden Ring? Did you play that?
I'm playing it right now.
Okay.
It's taking my soul. That's why they ask, because they know my soul is taken. I haven't played another video game since that game came out.
Were you? Was it hard for you to get a PS5 or the new Xbox at all?
No, no.
I
I
didn't
see.
have trouble either. Like I was able to get mine like November. It was very
I got
quick.
it the same day. I was trying. Okay, see, this is my hustle, right? I said, I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna get 10 PlayStation 5s,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna sell them for $3,000 a piece with an extra controller and a game. And I'm gonna go take that money, excuse me, and go get my Escalade. That was the whole hustle. And usually every launch, I'm able to get as many as I want to get from whatever,
Okay.
console it is. I didn't factor in this pandemic or whatever the hell
Yeah.
was going on, this chip
Yeah.
shortage, what was going on. And I was reading about stuff in California where they was talking about they was going to stop people from having high powered PCs. But I'm like, this is political grandstand. I'm not paying it no mind. So I did not know Bitcoin and data mining and all this stuff would affect the silicone. I didn't understand it. Man, I was only able to get 5 of those joints. Kept one for myself, and I sold 4. So the Escalade didn't happen. I just put the money in the bank. That was for more statues, and I
Yeah.
was able to get my Series X's and my Series S's. I have people that work at like Microsoft, and I know people that work in Sony and GameStop and stuff. So I'm able to get whatever I want. So it's pretty good.
Hey, that was actually cool because like it didn't take me long to to be able to find one. Found it pretty quick. I was
Yeah,
just up one night. It was like 4 a.m. I just went on Best Buy. All right, bought it, picked it
and that
up,
was it.
and
These
that
dudes
was
acting
it.
like they Smurfs. You got to be Gargamel to get one. Ah,
Yeah,
nah, man.
that's crazy, man. So bringing it full circle to the statues. You had kind of touched on it earlier, but what was that first? What was that first statue?
It
How
was
did you first find out about like sideshow? I'm assuming it was a sideshow, right? It's like
yes,
that's
it
like the
was.
gateway. That was a gateway, right?
That's the gateway drug. Sideshow is weed. I'm with my girl, and we driving. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I go past Forbidden Planets downtown on 14th Street, and I see a hawk in a window. I'm like, that's Planet Hawk. The Planet Hawk premium format statue. I think that's premium format. Um, he has the giant shield. I hopped out the car, pulled up, what? Popped out, boom. Looking like, oh snap. I said, this is wild crazy. They got other stuff in the window, but I'm not getting down with that. I'm getting down with this right here. I said, this is my favorite storyline ever. I said, oh my God, they got my man in the flesh. Just look wild. Made sure I made it back there. I went right back downtown, like, cause I'm outside in the streets at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. This is when we saw it. I'm gonna make myself down here. When they open. I got down there probably like around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Got downtown, and told my girl sit in the car. Ran aside. Yo, how much is that joint in the window? He's like $600. Like $600. I ain't paying no $600 for no
Yeah,
statue, boy. That's
yeah.
cheap. I would die for that right now. Like, yo. So, he charged me the tax and all this other stuff. I said the one day it was just that day. I was like, I ain't paying no $600. Drove away. Came back the next day because the next day it was sitting on my
It's
head.
on
I'm
your
like,
mind. You like
yeah. I can't have that bad boy in the store, man. I said somebody gonna come up and they gonna pay that bread. I said, let me get down there. Let me get down there. I got down there, man. Give me money here, man. Here, begrudgingly. He's all nice, put it in the box. Yeah, sucker, gotcha. Knew you'd be back, sucker. So like, whatever.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I get home and I'm living in a condo. We living in that was a 2-bedroom condo. And space was at a premium. You know how big that statue is. Hard choices had to be made at some point. I'm gonna get to that part though, right? So I opened it up, put it out. I was super happy. It was on my nightstand. But he by himself, right?
Yeah.
They're by himself. So it's whatever. I'm like, oh, I got him. I threw away the box.
Man. Okay.
I threw away the box, the shipper, the art box, the foam. Throw it, pop that. Didn't know there goes 60% of the value of your statue. Right? I didn't know. I didn't have no group, no team, nobody to teach me
Yeah.
nothing. I didn't have anything. I didn't meet Thor yet. Right? Oh, well, first I didn't meet Yoda yet. Shout out to Lewis. Lewis is my dude. That's Yoda. All right. Okay. I'm up at night on the PC. What's this eBay? Let me check this out. I got addicted to doing this dumb crap. You see a bid, you place it. If it go through, it go through. I don't care.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I get up, I go to work at 5 a.m. I check my phone. It was like, you won.
He was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to win."
I didn't know. I did not mean to win. I meant to play the game and lose. Right? It's just fun. I just wanted to. $300 I paid for this apocalypse. I did not think that I would have got this apocalypse. Brother, they shipped the apocalypse. It came to my house. 300 and like some odd, taxes. It was the same size as the Hulk. I live in a 2-bedroom condo with 2 kids at the time. My fiance is pregnant.
So there's 3 babies with 2 nightstands worth of statues right
Oh,
now.
man.
Oh
So the
man.
living room is gone. Me and her is now on the living room, and the kids got the rooms, right? We gotta move. We gotta go. Looking for a house. Get the house. The level of explosion when you have space is absolutely disgusting. My eBay hunting, shout out to the sick one, my boy, sick mansion. Me and him was probably bidding against each other late night, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. eBay addiction is real. Dudes, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you're first time collectors, stay the hell off of eBay. It will be enticing. You will feel like, oh my God, this stuff is amazing. The prices are great. You, my friend, are going down a rabbit hole. I went into the sideshow rabbit hole and got so much. My man Mojo, that's my dude, man. I love that dude to death. Um, I got down that sideshow rabbit hole. I got so many. I used to have DC and Marvel. My display. Thor looked at me like, this guy's out of balance. I felt like the Moon Knight.
You know which character you was today.
I was out of balance, man. I was I was all over the place. And then, talking to Lewis. Lewis helped me like with a couple of things, Mama Yoda. But Thor really kind of molded my mentality when it came to, look at this, look how this goes, and try to find your space. Then Junior got me locked in to how I wanted to see things. And he taught me value. Junior taught me value because Junior, he had a bunch of sideshow, very selective sideshow stuff, but mostly XM. When I got my first XM piece is the Iron Fist.
Oh yeah.
Incredible.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely amazing. You know.
yeah.
Um,
Won't get rid of it.
no, no, he's one of my favorite characters anyway. When it came in the box and how you, oh my god, the level of care was going on. I said, yeah, you see why they fetch this amount of money. So my the majority of my statues is XM. I love their work. And I know a lot of times dudes is like, but the pose on Sideshow is better. There's no value there. You don't know how many times I've been lowballed when I try to sell a statue
Yeah,
and it's a
yeah.
Sideshow statue because they decided to make 5,000
Yeah, let
copies
me
of the
let let
statues
me
you
let
got.
me ask you
Yeah,
something. So on that XM Iron Fist,
right.
and correct me if I'm wrong on this, yourself, anybody out there watching, you know how he pegs in from his back.
Yeah.
It's for whatever reason when it comes to XM, I have no worries about the support.
Oh
I
no,
don't even
you
think
saw
about
how
it.
big that peg is,
Yeah,
right? How strong it is, right? Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. If it's from a different company, maybe Sideshow, you might worry a little bit.
You
And correct
lean
me if
in.
I'm wrong on this too. When it comes to a box that's coming in, now one time have you ever been like, XM might show up broken because it's so packaged well. But with
Had it happen to
Sideshow,
me twice.
oh with XM,
Yeah. It was on two fantastic pieces, and they both was on air. You know, because I would do live unboxings with DCX,
yeah.
and it was
Oh,
my
not on the
Dolph
live
Maul.
unboxing.
Yeah, my Dolph Maul. His sash. A lot of people's sash came broken. Shout out to Todd for rectifying that situation with absolutely zero problems. You know, that's my dude. He actually, got the statue to me. But a lot of dudes was getting their Dolph Maul with the handlebars with a crack in it. I didn't have that problem. And then the next one was my XM Colossus. Now I got the Daniel Bell's Sideshow Colossus down there. XM's Colossus is upstairs, and that came broken. That kind of broke my heart. Beautiful statue. I had to get it fixed. It got fixed. And shout out to the shipper that got me that. He rectified it over a period of time.
Hmm.
But yeah, two. Sideshow for the most part, I have never had a problem with getting a broken statue with Sideshow. My only two broken statues, like I said, has come from XM. But again, I already knew about the Dolph Maul and the questions with that.
Yeah,
And to be honest with you, I think they were just tossing the Colossus statue because it was so heavy. It came in a giant box. So I don't know. You have to know your UPS. It was a UPS that brought that one. I
yeah.
like to go with whatchamacallit, not FedEx. Is this FedEx? Yeah, I think it's
DHL,
FedEx. Yeah, I like FedEx. Yeah, FedEx.
FedEx, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, I get all my side shows through FedEx, I believe. Yeah,
yeah.
FedEx.
FedEx is dope. UPS sometimes, man. I had one dude try to steal a statue. That Wolverine, that brown suit Wolverine that I got up there.
Wait, the driver?
Yeah.
Well, how did you
See,
how'd you find this out?
I'm a terrible person. Okay. So, um, my wife brought the statue for me, and I'm waiting for it to. First of all, shout out to Mojo. Mojo, my wife gave me the money. I sent the money to Mojo. Mojo got the statue from somebody that was out in Florida because the dude did not want to ship at all.
Yeah,
So Mojo got the statue for me, shipped the statue for me. That's certain dudes, man. You just love to death, right? So Mojo got the statue, shipped the statue for me. Statue's supposed to be coming. Shout out to Mojo for talking me off that ledge because I was about to do something horrible. All right, so I'm looking at my phone. I get a message. Yeah, delivered. 3 entrances in my house: front, side, back. Walk to the side, nothing. Walk to the
oh
back,
man,
nothing.
gotta be in the front.
Call him up. Yo, babe. Yeah, statue. Nah. I saw the truck go past, but he ain't never stopped. I went knocking at everybody's house in my immediate vicinity. Yo. First of all, I love the hell out that statue. Okay? Yo, that brown suit Wolverine is dope as
Oh
hell.
man.
Um, and you know how steam is starting to come out the top of my head, man. I go down to the UPS depot. I'm right where everything is at. FedEx, UPS, and DHL. No, DHL is one I like, and all of them in the same area. I go to the FedEx. I mean the UPS. I'm like, yo. They said my package was delivered. Where the hell is my package? It's not at my house. It said I signed for it. Where's my package? Oh, is that they stumbling and bumbling? I said, listen, man, you got by the end of the day have my package. So I go upstairs and grab something and jump in my car. I'm looking for the UPS man now. Driving around like I'm talking Mojo talking me off the ledge. Calm down, King. Look at Mojo. Yo, Mojo remember because Mojo was talking me down. Yo, so I pull up on the drive. I pull my car up in front of, and I'm driving a big Suburban. So I drive my Suburban in front of the UPS truck. Where the hell is my package, my guy? Where did you deliver? Get off your route. And you said I signed for it. Where's my package?
Oh man.
Yeah, so okay, I gotta try to figure it out because I had a helper, and you know, this is the moment that Kevin knew he effed up. Oh my God, I stole the wrong package from the wrong dude. Not this, not this, not like this, buddy. Not like this. I don't care if I ordered a toaster, you stole a toaster. I don't care. Amazon stuff, we good. You saw that statue, you are in jeopardy now. You have put your life in jeopardy. So I'm following behind him, and he get out. He goes, big bro, I'm gonna make sure that your statue get back to your house by the end of the day. I said, you got to the end of the day. I forgot if I took a picture of old boy and I send it to well, anyway. So he goes, I'm in my house, man, and I'm pacing, I'm walking around. Mojo telling me, calm down, calm down, calm down. No lie, by 6 o'clock that evening, it mysteriously finds its way back home. And Mojo is laughing. He says, see, I told you it's gonna show up. He gonna make
Wait,
he
wait, wait.
saw you and he knew
Did,
what was up.
did he knock on the door?
Yeah, he knocked on the door. He knocked on my door.
The what did he say? Like it was
I
it
got
him
it. I
or is
found out I had delivered it to the wrong place. No, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
You saw it said XM, you saw it said, it was a statue, whatever, and you was like, oh, I gotta come up. Because one
Yeah.
of the what the dude told me at the UPS, oh, just file a missing package or whatever, and they'll refund you. Said it ain't that type of situation that I brought it from somebody. If I don't
Yeah.
get my package, your driver's getting hurt. So he's like, oh my God, we done picked the wrong one to mess with. See, what they used to is people having insurance on their stuff and
Yeah.
getting it from Amazon and, oh, just send me another one. Oh, it's okay. And,
Yeah.
dudes go home or do whatever with your packages or whatever. They're used to that. And if oh, you just fill out a report or it had insurance on it type of thing. There was no insurance on this. Moju did a hell of a job for me, and I found it at that perfect price, and wifey paid for it. It was my birthday gift, so I had like triple the incentive to be super upset. But it
Yeah.
sits right here, and it's just dope as hell. But yeah, nah, he has an absolute story. That's an absolute story.
Oh man. Damn.
Yes.
So between that one and your first statue,
Now, you know what the worst statue was that I got? It was the worst and it was the best statue. Zion Art, Hawkman. It was my first custom. And I got into all these forums on Facebook and I'm looking around and I'm seeing stuff. I missed out on the Morbius that one of the custom groups had
yeah.
because I was fearful of giving my money to people and I just didn't know them. I didn't
Yeah.
know that you asked for background and your references. I didn't know all of that stuff, right? And I'm like, shout out to Thor and the DCX team that taught me that aspect of it because it's a huge aspect and a lot of new collectors get taken. Sometimes you don't get your statues. So I had messed with Zion Art and I had a wonderful experience with getting statues from them. But he had two. He had I was gonna get the XM X-Men Dorama. and at that time it was like 4,000. I was like, I don't really want to spend 4,000 on a statue, and it's huge. Pause. I saw how it was, and Zion had something similar, and his Colossus was holding the foot of the Sentinel,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a pretty large statue. So he sent me the dimensions of it and the price. I think the price was 2,500 or whatever. But then he also had a Hawkman. I said, "What else you have?" He had a Hawkman. This is when I'm all over the place. Cool. Let me get the Hawkman. I think that thing was 1/3, bro. Um, and I paid like what it was, 16, 15, 16, whatever. And it got here. And it came and it stood in my foyer for at least a month and a half. I didn't open it up because I was, how I used to do old KOS is every time I unbox a statue, I do the video, I post it. So I would do it
Yeah.
once a week. And I had so many statues coming in, I was behind months. I had statues that was in my foyer for months until Junior told me get my statues out of the box. And shout out to Junior. Um, this statue I unboxed, it had large wooden wings. It was the largest statue that I've had. Like my wingspan, I'm a tall. I'm 6'3". I got long arms. It was this distance of my arms. If anybody want to go up to um Iron Lord's podcast, go up to KOS and look up that Hawkman video.
Yeah.
That statue was huge and it was a monstrosity that I said I'm stuck with the statue. Ain't nobody gonna want the statue. I'm stuck with it. It was dope. It looked nice. Very bloody. He had a mace. He killed a ton of people. Blood all over the place. Wings huge. Suit looked dope. Fantastic statue. I was making a trade, and the dude came over to my house and was like, "I'll trade you my maestro for that." Deal. Yo,
Oh.
I couldn't pack that sucker up fast enough. And I got the maestro. I think it was the bushy maestro. Um,
Oh man.
one of my best was, and I was like, "Is somebody always is gonna love something in your collection that you feel is an eyesore that you don't like or whatever
Yeah.
that you purchased by mistake, but it's somebody out there that's gonna love it." And I was just so happy that he came in, his eyeballs went crazy. He was like, "Oh, how about that? That's for trade." I said, "Hell yeah!" And we made the trade, and I got exactly what I wanted to actually fit. I mean, Bushy's Maestro is huge too, but not like that. So yeah, that's yeah. So be careful. And that's when I learned about scale.
Yeah.
1/4 and 1/3. That's when I learned the difference between scale on stuff and paying
See,
attention
it's
to space.
it's crazy because you talked about being more space confined and stuff, and for the first 6 to 8 months, I was getting 1/4 scale statues. We was in an apartment, and the whole side of my bed was just box, box, box.
Yep.
And then, like you said, when you move into your area, and now it's like, what I'm saying, like, you got your space and stuff, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You
Yep.
got your space, and it's like you trying to get your space together. And I know you've talked about it, about having different rooms and stuff. It's like behind this room is a smaller room. It's like 1/3 of the space, but it's still a good sized room to where, like, if I want to do some, Star Wars, DC, whatever in that room, I could do it. So it's
Yeah.
cool to know once I am completing here, I don't really have to slow down. Like, and it's
Yeah.
a, it's a different feeling about owning a house, having something of your own, man. And hey, when I tell you, when I got denied, right? I got denied for a house that February, right before COVID hit.
Oh man.
Hey, oh no, it was the best thing that happened because, like, when I look back at that house I wanted,
Yeah.
it wasn't the right house.
It
That was me
wasn't what it
rushing.
wasn't for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, man, I worked my ass off for 9 months. She was like, "Are you gonna work like that?"
Yeah.
They had unlimited overtime. I mean, 14 and a half
During that
hours a
COVID time,
day.
right? It was on
Oh
time,
yeah.
right? Yes.
Yeah. I was working about 85 hours a week, 9 months straight. Hey, we gonna get this house regardless. Didn't care. I was in the apartment. The walls was paper thin. We had a dude named so we used to call him Sleeping Larry. Cause behind our bed, you could hear him snoring every night. The
Wow.
woman above us, you could hear her doing it almost every other night. Her husband was a trucker, so when he came home, when that semi came in the apartment, all
You
you
knew
knew
what
it was,
was up.
oh
So yeah,
man.
that's right. You try to
I
wear her
was
out.
like, I'll be up till like I'll be up all night. Everybody will be sleeping. I'm up working. I was working with the Veterans Affairs for the Air Force, and I was
That's what's
just
up.
killing it, man.
Getting your money, and
Getting it.
and then you got your place. I mean,
Got the place, and here, hey, like Pop said on Friday, or Uncle Elroy, I got my money. I was gone.
that's yo. It's. I went through so many different looking at places, and this place just absolutely fit. I didn't like this place at all. I didn't like the basement. That's the first thing. Like, as soon as we got approved,
That's what I
what
said.
I
I'm like, I don't want this place.
you see it, right? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. I went with Cornings. They did the whole basement. They knocked that. They this basement looked like Freddy Krueger's basement. Like when I saw, man, I was like,
Oh,
hell no. I used to look down the steps like, come on, man. Like who the
hey,
hell?
what's that movie? Evil Dead with Ash Williams. Mine was like the Evil
Exactly.
Lab, man. I'm
Yeah,
like, I
like,
can't be down here. This is creepy.
nah, this is not a go. This is not it. But they nah, it was what's up. Like you know,
Yeah,
it looked like a whole apartment. Um, our biggest problem as collectors is the boxes.
yeah,
I got a whole
yeah.
attic filled with boxes. I got a whole shed filled with boxes. I used to pay for storage, and the storage facility messed up. Stuff happened. Water main breaks. Yeah, my boxes. It was. I think it was like 4 boxes that got messed up. They wound up having to pay out on the boxes because I told them that there were statues inside, and I took pictures and stuff. But yeah, that stuff. It in one of the boxes was a statue that I was selling. It was the Hawkman statue. It was the Hawkman statue, and I wanted that
Oh,
statue gone, but the box was messed up, and the dude was like, "I don't care. I want the statue so bad." I said, "Thank God." I said, "If it was to fall apart because of this box, I said I could Frankenstein you a box, whatever you want me to do." But no, it went through.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I know Thor's probably laughing because I remember when it was happening. I was telling him I was panicking. So yeah, it was that. Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
what's
So
up,
now that I
man.
got to hear, the boxes is upstairs and stuff. So it's good. So speak to Mojo for the insurance on your statues.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you you have personal insurance on your statues separately than your house insurance and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it, trust me, everything works out for a reason. But do that. We should have guidelines. Like it should be like a course. When you want to start collecting on Facebook, you get in a group and you got to check these
You know
boxes,
what's
man.
crazy? I literally talked to somebody. Said we gonna start something called community guidelines, where we do like 20-minute shorts, and we gonna bring like not no disrespect to nobody new. We gonna bring the OGs that been collecting that freaking
Yeah.
know. We gonna tell you about scales. We gonna tell you about price, where to buy, everything, man. Hey, what's good, Chris? I appreciate you being here, man. Oh,
Your Thor saw my joints and I had them in the detox. Oh my God, what up, Chris? What's up? Thor saw my joints in detox and was like, I hope you double painted. I'm like, what? Doubling up the glass because it's gonna break. Scared my soul. Scared my soul. I got rid of all of my sold all those detox and got these units. Yeah, detox is the glass ones. Yeah, I got these units. I'm gonna listen to much.
talk about the insurance. No, I'm gonna listen,
Yeah,
Mojo. You good? You good?
yeah, Mojo, yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, it's certain little things on how to collect. And when I got my module cases, I'm gonna do a whole. I got DF60s from Sideshow
Hmm.
because I had ordered my module cases from module case themselves, and it was taking so long. It was taking months, and I paid the money, and I had all these statues and stuff. So I saw Sideshow had the DF60s, ordered them, and I got them within that month, all of them. So I have individual cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I got 2.5 inch plywood and put it in between, put the stuff on the top, and that's it. But I want to do the custom module cases for the purple room. So I
Okay.
already have the garage units.
Oh yeah,
upstairs and
okay.
downstairs. But I'm going to change the ones upstairs in the purple room because I want just custom module cases against the walls on both sides. So,
All right, man. Well, hey, it's time for an icebreaker. We at about that halfway point, man. So it's time for an icebreaker. And I asked everybody. I came up with a question. It's called "Now You Know." It's based
right.
off of Family Guy's Peter Griffin. You know, it really grinds my gears. It could be anything in the community,
Yeah.
YouTube, whatever, man. Is it anything that really grinds your gears and now you want people to know? Anything that you ever see people doing that just kind of irks your soul when it
Yeah.
comes to maybe buying, selling anything, King, anything.
I got a couple of things that grind my gears. Suckers that smile in your face and talk behind your backs, haters. Uh, you know who you is. You probably watch it. Still doing me. Um, nah, what really grinds my gears is, let's say I put up a statue. I put up a my dog Phoenix, and I put it up for 3,005 just to see. Now, a lot of times, let me tell you something. Subliminally, in your head, in the back of your mind, you put up a high price because you really don't want to sell. Because you really think somebody's gonna look at it and be like, "Nah, I ain't paying that money." And that's probably was the thought process when I put that statue up for that price. And I had a dude in the forum go and put under it, oh, you raising the price. Like, dude, if it doesn't fit you, shut the hell up. Because I looked at his joints and he posting stuff for sale. I said, I didn't say anything about any of your stuff. God bless, sell your stuff. I hope you sell them all. I really don't give a damn. You don't know
Right.
why I'm selling it for whatever. I had a bill. So, and I didn't want to sell that statue. I really did not, trust me. So I guess that's why I put it so high. But the statue sold at that price. Somebody hit me up and was like, yo, it actually a number of people hit me up, and some dudes was trying to lowball it, some dudes was coming in close to the price. But one dude came at the price and was like, yo, I'll send you 2,500 right now. And he was in Canada. I was like, right now? All right, let's see. And something happened. He couldn't send it all at one shot because I guess it was like the first time transaction. He's like, my bank is having an issue, whatever, whatever. That next morning, my PayPal said 2,500. I was like, oh, I pulled it right off the thing. The rest of the money
Yep.
came in that Friday, and I sent him a statue. But my thing is for individuals, respect somebody posts. Somebody
Yeah,
puts up a
yeah.
post, and if it has nothing to do with you, if you see somebody doing something that you don't agree with, if that's a friend of yours, pull your friend over to the side, have a conversation with your individual, your friend. But if it's somebody that you do not know and he has nothing to do with you, man, don't mind man business. All right. And if you understand what that is, you don't ever watch another man pocket, and you don't ever
Yeah,
watch another
yeah.
man home. You mind your goddamn business and you stay out of man business. That's how men move. There's a lot of guys out here masquerading as men. There's a lot of women out here that are real men, not like the fake dudes. So, just enough respect, but stay out of the people business, man. If it don't have nothing to do with you, stay your blood clot out of people business, man.
No, yeah,
That's what
man.
grind my gears.
I hear you, man. Honestly, sometimes I go when the guests go. Sometimes I don't, but man, it's taking the page off of Rashid's book, and I hate to man, basically hate to be the little brother piggybacking off the big brother, but man, if I'm selling something, I'm already giving it to you cheaper than what it's supposed to be. Come on, man. Can you please pay the shipping? And I'll even go far as like, if the shipping, let's just say 79. I'll cover
Yep.
maybe 19 bucks of the shipping just to, meet you a little bit halfway. Come
Yeah.
on, man. Like don't ask. It's like don't ask for a deal on Black Friday. It's already a deal, man.
It's already
It's
a
already a
deal.
deal. Like, come on,
That's
man.
that's the reason why I don't like the forums that much, because I post a lot of the sideshow stuff that I do. I got the statues in the boxes. I don't care. Right? They sit there. I put them up for sale. If I put $300 on a statue and I'm like, you got the shipping. Oh, is that $300 without the shipping? Bruh, like you're already at the finish line. Just pay the 30, $40 for the shipping, man.
Especially with today's shipping. Come on, man. Like you get already getting the deal. Just come
Like
on,
some
man.
statues, you basically gonna be stuck with those bad boys like $200 a ship.
I'm like,
I,
man.
I got a deal going down now with my man Sick, and there's a lot of shipping involved. There's a lot of shipping, so I'll just let him take his time, whatever. Stature ain't going nowhere, sitting right over there. We'll holler at it when we get to it. But yeah, no. Okay, certain things like when it's family, yeah, man, you work those stuff out. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yo, I got you shipping, whatever. Oh, you coming to New York or whatever. I have that boxed up ready for you to go, whatever type of thing. Or like Junior and I do, we'll meet at the comic book store or whatever, and I'll pick that up. Or my boy Chris, Chris from Jersey, will send it with Junior, whatever. When you network and you meet people, you meet good people, you're willing to do that stuff. But you know, dudes off the forums, good man. We all in the forum together, man. But stop trying to beat me on the shipping prices, man. Come on, man. You're already getting a good statue. Cut it out.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So moving along, man. DCX, you know what I'm saying?
His family.
Tell me about DCX, man.
I'm never gonna forget. It's two times that I went nuts and fanboyed out. Um, One time it was when Alex from Rad Titan he hit me back on Messenger. I was sitting there, my girl came in. I'm like, babe, you don't even go believe who the hell I'm talking to right now. She was like, who? I said, those dudes that I look at as Gino and as Alex. I'm talking to Alex right now, fanboying. I'm nuts. I'm nuts. And I met him at Comic Con. I'm nuts, absolutely nuts. And he's a wonderful dude. Like just I don't know, like it's just a real cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. I was so happy when he got the position at XM. I was like, yo, and he's with the dudes I like, yay, type of thing. DCX hit me, and they was like, do I want to be on the show? I was like, hell yeah, because I had saw Rodney and Thor. Shout out to the Punisher, man. He says very few words, but his words hit. Like like he's like a old sage, like like so. I saw him and Thor do the unboxing of Rodney's Hulk versus Wolverine, because at that period I didn't know I was gonna meet them. I
Hmm.
didn't know that I was gonna be on the show. Uh,
Yeah.
I had got the Hulk versus Wolverine, so you know how you looking up at videos, you do that. Like,
Oh
oh, who got
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
video? So I looked at his video and I was like, oh, he was like one of the first ones that popped up. I was like, oh, they out there, they got that joint. Yes, my dude, Dolph Rashid. I miss you too, my dude. Hey, yo, are you sitting on your boxes in the kitchen?
Hey, when Chris was on, he was like, "Yo, put the box of Apocalypse up for him. Let him see the box."
When he said this is how people collect in New York, and he showed two boxes. Nah, yo, that's my dude, Dolph Rashid is what's up. So I got on the show, and I was just like, hanging out with the cool kids. Everybody wants to find their group of people that share similar interests, and y'all could just bounce thoughts off of each other and
Oh
stuff like
yeah.
that. And one of the coolest things is when we went to Tim's house, and Tim has a beautiful house, and he is such a great host. Like, it's such a great host. And I got a chance to, we took pictures and met the whole DCX family. My highlight is my surrogate daddy Jerry. Uh,
Oh
took a
yeah,
picture with him.
Professor Jerry, man.
Yeah, I took a picture with him without my shades. He's like, "Come on, man, put on them shades, man." So I was like, "Oh, my bad, my bad." Put the shades on. But nah, it's those dudes. It's really dope. Real genuine people. And real helpful. Like I know you've witnessed it with Thor.
Oh man.
I know you witnessed it with Thor,
Yeah.
with him like giving you insight on different things, like a lot of stuff that we talk about. And some stuff is offline stuff, but it's people that you can reach out to and talk to when you're going through things. So yeah, it's really tight knit. Sometimes brothers and sisters may bicker, but at the same time, you always family. You always got that come back and love type of thing. So definitely love each and every last one of those dudes. So it was great times, 100% fun.
Yeah, that's crazy because like when I got the invite to come
Yeah,
on, I remember like I was telling Casual from Casual or Steve from Casual Nerd Problems like, yo man, I gotta get a mic, like I gotta get a mic, like I gotta get this because I was using my work headset at first,
yeah,
like when I first came on YouTube, and I was telling my girl, I'm like, yo man, you remember when I was at the gym and I first found out about statues? I was watching the one guy, he was with a group of friends, and like they was all talking and laughing. I'm like, I'm gonna be on that show, like. And I was telling Rome, I'm like, hey, shout out Rome, by the way.
yeah. It's my dude. I'm at Rome too.
I was like, man, I'm nervous. He's like, man, be yourself. I'm like, man, I'm nervous. You don't understand. Like, I literally started collecting because I found these guys' channel. I remember watching King and Punisher and Thor. I remember watching them on there. Then it was Elba was on there. I remember
Yeah,
watching, and I'm like, I didn't realize, like, I'm like, damn, it's people, like a group of people can get together
yeah,
and just talk to. I'm like, this is possible. Like, what's going on, man? Like, and
yeah.
it was just so cool. And like, that's why I could relate to what you're saying about about them, because like that's how I was when I first came on. I
Yeah,
was
you get
nervous,
those.
man.
Yeah, get those butterflies in your stomach.
Yeah.
Like, I hope they like me. like, like you was crazy. Old boy from Casual Nerds. That's
Yeah.
my guy. I didn't know that he brought a statue from me.
Oh, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna piggyback off you. I'm gonna let you go because I got a
Yeah,
crazy story about that.
yeah. So I didn't know this because first of all, I treat everybody with respect,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So I mean, he could tell you like everything. Like when looked at the statue, make sure I went over everything. I take pictures, I record, make sure I dust the statue off, check the boxes, make sure everything is good, ship it out promptly. Same day I get that money, same day I'm shipping out your statue. Boom, get it. And he hit me. Oh, I got the pictures, got the statue. He showed me the picture. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. That's dope. He came on DCX. He's like, yo, King, you know who that is? I was like, yeah, that Wonder Woman. I had that Wonder Woman. I brought her from you. Like, yo, that's so dope. So could you imagine if I was an asshole?
Yeah, man.
You always have to be cognizant to treat everyone with a smile and greet them how you want to be greeted and
Man.
treat people the same way because you do not know who you affect at any point in time.
Yep.
And it's like a
Yep.
butterfly effect. What you could give good or you can give bad, and if you give bad, it's gonna come back and it's gonna come around because he would have told a story. Nah, man, I got that statue from that dude, and it was
Yep.
X, Y, and Z.
And that's crazy because one day I had sold an Aquaman.
Right.
When I
Oh yeah,
first
you hit
moved
me
in.
about my Aquaman. Yo, it's
Yeah.
sitting right here, right?
And see, that's crazy because I had sold Aquaman,
Right.
and got the money for it and everything like that, and it was months passed by. I was on my girl's like PayPal. I was trying to find something,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Steve, wait, is this my phone?
Yeah.
And I like look again. I'm like, why is Steve sending my woman money? Like, I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, and I'm like, yo, this dude got the same address as my boy. And then like, I look up, I'm like, $600. I'm like, I look at the address. I'm like, it's the same number address. What's going on, man? And, and then I'm like, oh shit, you bought my Aquaman, bro.
Me? Oh no,
No,
this guy brought your Aquaman.
yeah,
'Cause, yeah, 'cause-
casual.
okay, because I got this Aquaman, and that's why I was like, what me? Because wait, I got this Aquaman off of eBay, right? And it was the only one that was exclusive, and that's the only reason why I
Yeah,
got it because I was
yeah,
remember I was in flux, but it's been sitting there. But casual, he has a whole DC line. I think he got my
yep.
Flash from me too. I don't remember. I think he did. I think the Daniel Bell one.
Yeah, he has the
I think
exclusives with the Captain
yeah,
Cold
with the
gun.
exclusive. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I think he got mine. Yeah.
Hey, it might be because I don't think he's ever really gotten a piece directly from Sideshow. He always
Oh no.
goes in the aftermarket and
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's my story. So I'm just like, yo, man, I actually sold to you before we even knew each other. Like, and
before
that's
you met
just.
him, right? That's
And
kind
I
of
remember he was
crazy.
asking me all these questions about the piece and stuff. So it
Yeah.
goes back to everything you saying. You got to treat people with respect because you never
Yeah.
know.
And even if, let's say, a guy is looking and they're just inquiring, kicking the tires on the situation, even if they're inquiring, kicking the tires, and no sale happens,
Yeah,
hey, thank you so much for inquiring. Whatever, have a great day.
yeah,
Some dudes. One dude, I forgot what statue I was looking for, and I asked him about it, and then he said, "Oh, well, it has a little break here, that, and third." And I was like, "Well, okay, thank you, so much, blah blah blah. Not interested or whatever. Oh, whatever, F2, not even necessary." So now you just showed me that it probably would have been a problem going down the line purchasing the statue from you if you acted in that manner. And I was just checking it out. It's you got to have a better rapport, even if you sell or you don't sell. You got to have that same rapport going through. Like, oh man, it is what it is. Still a good day, and just
yeah,
move
yeah,
on. He's not
yeah.
obligated to buy when he
Oh
says, "Is
yeah.
it available?" So
And a little bit earlier, you had touched on the glasses with Jerry. So it's crazy because
yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm gonna ask him this today. So it's crazy you mentioned it. But what's up with the shades? Because like now I feel like the shades is no different than Sick with popcorn. If Sick ain't got popcorn,
Like, what the
hey,
hell's
people
going
be
on?
laughing, but people do be like, yo, where's the popcorn? Sick, like you good? I mean,
All right,
like
so
you sick?
the shades thing is on Saturdays. Me and my wife party heavy.
Okay.
All right, so I go to the podcast. You ever notice on KOS I don't ever have on shades? If you go look at my KOSs, not one KOS do I have on shades. Not one. Combat talk, yeah. But KOS, nah. And combat talk that I do live now, nah, I wear my whatchamacallit, I wear my reader's glasses because I have to read the whatchamacallit. So yeah, so no. So party heavy. Half the time my eyes is black. We are under and drink the whole night. And I'm up like for probably 24 hours, and I still go do a 5-hour podcast, and after that I just crash out. So that's where the shades came in, because I don't need nobody seeing the bags under my eyes from being up all night, or me drinking cranberry juice in the morning to flush my kidneys and drinking water the whole show. So yeah, that's how that came. So and I just had the shades on when I went to DCX. I
Hmm.
don't know. I could have wore whatchamacallit, nothing. I could have wore my regular shade. I mean regular glasses, but no, went there. So that's how it is. But that's the exact reason why. So everybody thought he's trying to be cool. Oh, he wants to be mysterious. No, he is probably drunk out his mind from the night before that he still had on his shades. So that's about it.
Cool, man. Cool. That's crazy, man. So, like, what's up with the King of XM, man? How did this happen, man? Like,
Junior.
oh, really?
Blame Junior. Blame Junior. Blame Junior. I went over there to get Ghost Rider, OG Ghost Rider. And shout out to Thor for putting that together, because that was Thor's statue, and he sold it to Junior, and Thor wanted to keep it in the family. I was looking for it. I love that character. So as I'm going to Junior house, before I got there, I sent him like 4,500 or whatever to his PayPal, because he told me what statues that he had available. So I was like, I want all your XM, every XM that you got in there. So I got his Red Skull. Um, what is that? The Winter Soldier. Um, I think I got the Hawkeye from him. Yeah, I got the Hawkeye from him. I got his Kingpin, and probably something. Oh, his Mysterio. And I think that's it. I think that's it. But I got a large amount of statues from him because I loaded up my truck. I put down all the seats in my truck and loaded up my truck. But that's how it started. I just felt that the quality of XM superseded the quality of Sideshow. Not all Sideshow pieces. Some Sideshow pieces come through like that Juggernaut, like that Daniel Bell Gladiator Hulk. Um a lot of the older pieces, you have pieces that hit that are really good, like my Thanos on Throne. You have a lot of good pieces from Sideshow, but I will tend to stick with the quality and the value proposition of XM. Prime one third, they just price themselves. I did have a couple of one third prime ones in the beginning. That's
Mm.
when I learned about scale. I had the Batman Arkham and I had the Deathstroke and the Robin. I had to sell them because they just didn't fit and they was museum pieces, very stagnant, very large scale, just didn't fit my motif. And when I saw Junior, how Junior set up his stuff, I was like, oh man, that fits perfect. But also, you have to have a complete vision. And Prime One is either, I like to say XM is the BMW, and I love BMW. Um, Prime One is like Mercedes Benz. When they stuff show up, it comes in that little silk and it's very nice stuff, or satin, whatever it comes in. It's very nice stuff, but the scale, it just doesn't fit my motif. So it would have been Lord King of the prime ones if that was the case. But nah, XM is my wave. I like what they do and pretty much what characters that they're picking right now. So
So do you tend to pay attention to like Daniel Bell when anything is kind of like attached to his name?
yeah,
Just like take a look anyway.
I didn't know that a lot of my pieces that I loved the most was his pieces,
Hmm.
like the Iron Fist. Didn't know that. But then and I also watched the documentary on him himself on how he wasn't even in this field. He didn't know about anatomy at all. And for a person that doesn't know anatomy to
Yeah.
do that Silver Surfer that I got, um, buddy, yo, to have this stature, he like he is the same way with the Colossus.
Yeah.
He knows how to put movement in a piece that has no movement. He knows how to make tension in a piece without going overboard. It's just he has a subtle presence about his statues that are
Yeah. Oh yeah.
ridiculous. So yeah,
I,
I'm a
I look
huge
I,
fan of his stuff.
I looked at that statue for a long time before I pulled the trigger.
Mm,
A long time. I'm like, yo, casual. Like, let me see. Let me take a picture of yours, man. Send a video to me.
right.
I'm looking at people's reviews, still not sure. But to this day, that's one of my top stat. And for some reason, I'm like, yo, every time I look at this statue, like at a different angle, I see like a
See something
different
different.
hint on the portal. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, he's standing still, but I could legitimately see like just like the flex of walking out of the of coming out of the
it's
portal.
crazy, right?
Like it's
It's
like I'm like, damn. Like
yeah. Like in the beginning, they clowned it all on the forums. Or look like
oh,
he's
Academy
holding.
Award, yeah.
Yeah. And then, first of all, I didn't wait a second to pull the trigger on that. Boom, let it get here because I needed a Silver Surfer, and I was looking at all the custom Silver Surfers. It was only one that I really liked, but like I said, customs don't respect your space. Shout out to Chris, he knows what I'm talking about. Customs don't respect your space. But this one, the footprint is so small, and the proximity piece, I needed to have that Nova. I don't think anybody's gonna do a Nova at all. So I needed to have the Nova, and she has the light up here. And I said,
Craziest
man,
exclusive, man.
I said I
Crazy.
gotta pull it. I gotta pull the
Yeah.
trigger. Pause. I wanted Sideshow's Galactus, the OG one,
Yeah.
and I had high hopes on Sideshow's new Galactus, but it fell flat. I mean, very hard to follow up greatness. But then I'm looking at XM's uh thoughts of their Galactus. So who knows? It might be a situation, might happen. I don't know. But yeah.
What do you think on XM? Because the speculation, seated, not seated. What do you think?
I saw a custom one that wasn't seated, and shout out to Chris. He had shown me that one. That one looked phenomenal. So at first I thought it was XMs. I was like, oh, they got a winner. They got a
Yeah,
winner. But no, it wasn't XMs. It was a custom dude. 3D printed it up and just to show people to give him a thought of where he was going with it. From what I'm hearing, seated that thing is like 4 foot high or some crap like that. I've honestly felt, and I might be a little bit biased because I think the Maestro on Throne with the proximity pieces is a little much. If it wasn't a character that I was endeared to, I
yeah,
wouldn't have been, getting it. But I understand they're going all out and they're trying to carve out a piece of history when it comes to these statues because a lot of people are willing to pay and a lot of people do have the space. So
yeah,
I like the fact that they're offering options. The Maestro without the proximity pieces is 2,500. It's a little pricey. It should have been 1,800
yeah.
in my opinion. But then you have the dolly that's on the bottom of the base. So you got to factor in the fact of that part and how to keep that all together without it falling apart and engineering it in that manner. So okay, 25, cool. The Galactus, will it have proximity pieces? Will it just be that one piece? It depends on how they choose to package it and ship it, but I think it's going to be a floor piece because that one, I think it's the Prime One, um Doomsday, that was a
Yeah.
shout out to Junior, that was in Junior's house. That's a floor piece. That's a piece that goes on the floor. Like, that's a child. So if the Galactus is in that same size, that's a floor piece. So you just have to, place it in some space where it's either your one and only piece or a piece that's going to command enough attention. So just have to have the space for it.
Yeah, do you think they're gonna do the full Fantastic Four? I know they showed the thing, but
Well, I got my thing right there from Sideshow that I'm never letting go. That's my COVID statue. I got that. He don't got a box. He don't, I drove home with that statue with a seatbelt around him.
oh wow.
And the dude, because I talked to him on the phone and I went to go get it. And he said when I got there, he came downstairs and he was like, I knew it was you. I didn't want to say it on the phone because I didn't want to freak you out, but I knew it was you. Yo, and he took $100 off of the statue. He's just like, yo, I just wanted to meet you. That's what's up. And here I'm an essential worker, so I was able to get inside the city with my pass to get to his house to come over the bridge to get the statue. But it was wild. So I don't care what they do, man. I got my thing statue there, so hopefully XM finishes it up.
Hey,
But I want the Super Scroll. So
if you guys stop, what would you say? Hey, I'm working. I'm
oh
working.
okay, yo that was my the police when because they did pull you over a couple of times, and I just pull out my paperwork, boom, oh, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Yeah, so it's fine. I just keep it on my dashboard. Essential worker. It
Gotcha.
was a good time when it was just the cities was yours. It was just I felt like Batman at night. I'm flying down the street like there's nobody out there. Just yeah, yeah.
Nice, man.
Curfew was at 11 o'clock. Boy, you couldn't be outside except for them essential dudes. Seen a lot of stuff, man. I seen a lot of stuff.
Oh man.
Dude,
So speaking of the pandemic, how do you feel like the pandemic has affected collecting? And I mean more so than shipping and like obviously like the obvious stuff. I mean in terms of people being at home more, whether whether whatever their work situation is, remote working, whatever. Do you feel like it's made people take a look more at their like, oh, that space is empty? Because like I don't know for you, but I promise, man, Home Depot, Lowe's, man, them places was packed during the pandemic. Like people needed something to build, something to do. Like,
I say this, and I say it with a heavy heart because pre-pandemic, um, those forums was lit.
Yeah.
People were selling, moving, buying, shaping. Statues going. Shout out to those stimulus checks too. When those stimulus checks hit, dudes copping
Oh man.
statues all over the place. What you selling? What you buying? What you moving? That's all but slowed up and stopped. And be honest with you, it got to the point where people are a little bit more frugal with their pockets because inflation at this point right now, we're going through a recession. If people don't understand it, let me tell you something. Go look at the gas pump. Everything is going up, and your price, your money is probably staying the same, or your hours
Yep.
have been cut, or you have to find a way to supplement different things. So, this is a time for scramblers. If you are proficient in working from home, your job do that. A lot of people weren't. My biggest thing when that happened, I had a lot of workers that were working for me. I was paying these dudes $35 an hour. You know, couldn't do that no more.
Yeah.
That whole aspect of that business is gone. So financially, I see it affect the statue community. I see it affects the shipping. Our shipping has more than doubled or tripled during this period of time, and it's the worst period of time for that to happen. Because a lot of dudes could get statues, but they can't pay the shipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, What sense does it make to buy a statue that's $2,000 and you have 800, 600 to $800 shipping? That's a sideshow statue, right?
Yep.
So it gets
Yep.
to the point where you start to evaluate your hobby. If your hobby is really conducive to any type of growth or any type of enjoyment, because if you're purchasing something and you're having buyer's remorse at the same time, then you are going to walk away from the hobby at some point in time. Same way I felt about comic books. They have priced
Yeah.
themselves out to the point where I used to be able to go to the comic book store and spend something like 50, $60 and come out with a stack of books and something to read, a lot of stuff to read. You go spend 50, $60 in a comic book store now, you're probably walking around with 8 books.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't justify, you can't look over at your kids or your wife, and we have a life, as an
Yeah.
adult, a
Yep.
responsible adult. You have responsibilities and you have a life. Even if you're a single dude, you have to look at or woman, you have to look at your responsibilities that you have, and you have to balance those things. So is it cost effective to have shipping uh issues? No. And a lot of dudes, let's say you do get the statue, let's say you do pay the shipping, what are you doing with these boxes? Are you going to go rent storage space now to do that? So again, it comes back all to dollars and cents. Right now, companies got to do something. Sideshow has been very good at the shipping right now. That's, and then, like I was telling Mojo, I think people are going to start reverting right back to Sideshow. Customs is going to be drying up, and those dudes that do have that custom money or
Yep.
have the custom appetite will still stay there. XM is going to have to figure out something on their shipping, because I paid $500 for my Red Hulk, and I needed to have that fast, to get to my house. I could have put it on a slow boat for $300. I was like, nah, send that here. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing $500 on shipping at this point, because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just start to. I've noticed it since the pandemic. Just selling and buying has dropped down because of shipping prices and spaces and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a dramatic hit.
Yeah. It's crazy. I know even like some statues are pretty big. You think of like the Thor 1/3, the Ghost Rider on horse.
Yeah,
These is all statues that's huge,
two
and
boxes.
yeah, and I'm just like, man, and it's crazy because when you gotta pay this shipping is $450 for Ghost Rider on horse, and Lord knows how much Maestro gonna be. You just hey, be ready,
You
I
just
guess,
better
man.
buckle in. You just better
Yeah,
buckle in, because that joint, I think that joint is shipping in 3 boxes. Buckle in, because you paying.
yeah,
By that time, you probably gonna pay a G. That's next year. You're gonna probably pay a G for shipping.
yeah,
A lot of people gonna get out of that statue. Watch.
yeah,
Or
man.
try to turn around and flip it. Oh, 6,000. Nobody.
How do you feel about flipping statues, and not so much like flipping them like the sense of like making money, but like, do you ever feel like what's really, I guess it's a two-part question. Like what do you see your end game in terms of statues, and do you ever feel like that end game will be okay? That Daniel Bell, Doom. I'm gonna buy it, hold it, flip it down the road, or okay, I'm done with everything. I'm gonna sell this Doom on Throne, replace it with this Daniel Bell Doom. Like, do you ever feel like that's your end game, and do you ever feel like flipping becomes part of the end game?
Nah, well, for me, I've always purchased with a thought of keeping it.
Yeah, yeah,
I said that on the show, DCX, and I was like, "Nah, I ain't selling anything." 2 weeks later, I changed my whole DC had to go. No more DC in the house. Um, I still got the Holy Trinity, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and Aquaman. I'm about to take him out the box, put him up there with him. Um, but my end game isn't flipping, but these are assets, these are items, these are stuff that if you hit a bump in the road, you pop them up, throw them up, they got to go. I don't want anyone to ever feel that they're married to something.
mm,
Remember, the same way you spend money to get it, if you need to go do something and get it back later. It's an item
yeah,
that you can get back at any time. So
yeah,
don't be married to a situation. Now, I don't purposely intend to purchase to flip a statue. No, if it goes up in value, it goes up in value. Shout out to my boy Chris in Jersey. What he explained to me is, if you take a loss on shipping, you enjoyed the statue, take a loss on the shipping. Sell it for whatever the base is, and have them pay for the shipping, but you eat that shipping, whatever it is. And that has held true. Like, I don't charge anybody, oh, I paid this much for the statue plus the shipping. No, I'm going to eat that because that's a me thing, that was a my choice type of
yeah,
thing. So if I do have a statue, I look at whatever the base price is, or if it's a statue that commands a certain price in the market, that's a difference.
yeah,
um
yeah,
but again, that's only if you hit a bump in the road or you're no longer in that line. You just sell out and have statues fund the new statue. My end game, to be honest with you, was supposed to be the Queen Studio Hulk on Throne. I was supposed to be done. It's like, I'll
oh
do that.
wow,
And I got enough statues that I haven't done videos on almost half of my statues. And I can sit there and do videos, and I have a plan to do that and read comic books and talk about books and stuff, because I got tons of books to do that with, because I don't slab my books. So that's my thought process with it. But individuals that purchase to flip, God bless. I mean, if it works, it works. I know a lot of people that got warehouses full of statues that works with me to sell statues because they thought about selling them to flip them, and it just never happened, and they
yeah,
got stuck with a ton of statues. So yeah, I can get you that Iron Fist right now for the same price that it came out for back then, 3 day shipping. Why? Because somebody bet heavily on a situation that just really didn't work out. So yeah, man, I don't ever think like that. So no, it's just
yeah.
something happens and goes.
Okay, cool, man, cool. So, how does your family overall feel about this hobby, man? What do they think? Do they think
I
you
don't know.
crazy?
They probably think daddy's a hoarder. Like, you- you're not gonna understand a kid that came from nothing, absolute poverty, like, projects. Like, it's very hard and to explain it to somebody who they didn't have to worry about certain things. I had to worry about a lot of things. I had to worry about
Yeah,
clothing, food, and all that other stuff, and that stuff had to happen. My mother made sure she kept a roof over our head, and we never had to go to no shelter, no stuff like that, so she was stable in that aspect. But again, um me, I was a little self-sufficient little individual. So somebody who has nothing will always want to get everything, right? So my hobbies aren't. destructive in a manner that it internalizesly destroys my body. So it's not like I'm a alcoholic. It's not like I'm a drug addict. None of that stuff. My hobbies is the hobbies that I had since a kid. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I
Hey, I
don't
don't know
want to
why they
grow up.
closed Toys R Us, man. Oh
They look, hey
man,
man, dudes, kids don't play with toys no more. If
where a
if
kid can be a
I
kid.
I I got kids, you know who was in the stores buying toys? Us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I seen these dudes. I got a attic, and I got a couple of boxes of Marvel Legend toys up there. I'm got to get rid of it at some point in time because I don't play with them. In the boxes is absolutely nuts. But this stuff here is stuff that is stuck with me. So of course I'm gonna love what Black Bolt is about and remember in the first book and all this other stuff. So when I see stuff like this just takes me back to an era and a time where it was a little bit slower. It was a little bit more simple for me. Just getting up to get some candy from Susie's on the corner and then going down to get the next comic book. That's what I hold on to. I hold on to those
Yeah.
wonderful times. Remember when you give a book to your boy and he roll it up. Y'all didn't care about it being creasy. Here, read the book. And they put in your back pocket. Your comic books get tore up. Now somebody see you roll a comic book up, man, you probably
Hey,
get
they might
locked up.
lose a mom. Yeah, yo.
Could you
Hey, yo,
imagine?
your man's bugging.
Lock him up, man. He tight crazy.
Oh man, that's crazy. So I want to ask you about the XM Studios, and I just thought of it because the mail car is here. But how do you feel
Oh, what's up,
about
Mill?
the uh, about the XM Studios Samurai line? Because I was speaking with the mail car, and he was working on the Tweeterhead Scarecrow
Yeah.
as well as the XM Studios Scarecrow, and he was telling me about like the fingers and the hand on the statue when he was designing it, and I'm like, yo, I didn't even realize how many fingers Scarecrow had until you told me how you had to design it.
All
And
right.
he was breaking. It's crazy, like when you talk to a sculptor or a designer, the how they break stuff, like you visually start seeing what they were thinking of.
That line I purposely stay hella far away from. All right. One, they're DC. What's up? Hey, Mojo, how's my statue doing? He know he got that Batman on horse. And I want it for the
Batman
same
on
price you got
hers.
it for. We talked about. We know that's locked in. So whenever you're ready, ship it over here. That line, because I watched the Batman cartoon, the samurai cartoon, I
Hmm.
automatically fell in love with it.
Oh yeah,
Mojo just got the penguin, and I thought we saw the scarecrow on DCX when they put it up. A lot of people didn't like it. I loved it for the simple fact that it was completely amazingly detailed. Like when you start really looking at all the aspects of the face itself was pure horror. Like he had hit you with the
yeah.
toxin and you saw the effects of it. Um I thought the samurai line was supremely done. The Catwoman was a little bit on the tame side, but the Harlequin, the Bane, all the other characters, the Robin that we just saw on certain stuff, these things they look phenomenal. Like the artwork of it. So if I was ever to go down a line, and XM has some serious lines like that in the Transformers line that I purposely stay away from because that's a rabbit hole that will put you in the hole probably $100,000 very easily in collecting up to the point where you feel satisfied. So yeah, but I absolutely respect the line, but no, Mojo
Mm.
knows he only has one piece that has to come home to me, and we're good.
So just to ask, and I
Yeah,
was just like, no way, man. When he was on Milcar, he was like, I want to introduce you to somebody. He's like,
right.
this person I think you really gonna appreciate. Have you happened to see? Uh, I'll say three pieces. Have you happened to see Sideshow's newest Black Panther,
No,
Sideshow's Mister Freeze,
yeah.
or the Sideshow Thanos on Throne?
Yeah, you talk about the one. I got that Thanos right there.
Okay, so JP Mavinga.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, when we were able to bring him on and talk to him, like it's crazy. He was saying with the Mister Freeze, he was like one day, yo, I was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I looked at the refrigerator and I said, okay, Mister Freeze's backpack is a refrigerator. That's where I got the inspiration for. So I was upstairs one day looking at my refrigerator. I'm like,
How
yo,
did you do
I
that?
just want some milk. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
How
want some
did you?
milk. Like, how'd you
Well,
do this?
well, the mentality of it is different. He's a child in his brain,
Yeah,
right? So the wonderment, this that's the thing. You don't want to be jaded by life, right? You want
yeah,
to keep that wonderment that you still can express yourself. So he looked at the refrigerator like, got it. I'm in. I'm locked in. And I
and
gotta
I
look at
when
the piece now. I gotta look at the piece
that's what I'm
now.
saying.
Yeah.
And
I
when he was
go,
telling me on Thanos on Throne, he was like, you don't understand. There was way more skulls and stuff. I actually had to dial it back for sideshow, and I'm just like, oh, that would have been even crazier. Like to know that like you were a part of a Grail. That's
well,
that's what
that
everybody
piece,
wants.
that itself, the armor, the thought process in the armor, because everybody copied that armor after the fact, right? Even XM copied the
Yeah,
armor because the armor worked. And excuse me, it wasn't in the books that he got that armor from.
yeah,
That was his. And when you saw the little details like the hieroglyphs across the armor, it gives you thoughts of apocalypse type of stuff. And I listen. I sat there and I studied that statue. I
yeah.
looked at it at the table and I was spinning it around. I was like, this statue is
I'm just like, no
ridiculous.
way, man. I asked him, I'm like, yo, who did you come under? Because everybody's under some sort of umbrella, and he was like, well, after he got discovered and stuff, he was working with McFarlane and a little bit under
Okay,
Jim Lee, and I'm just like, that's crazy.
yeah,
And
those
it's
two
just like,
dudes, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, to
So
have yeah. Well, I'm cool with me and Tom McFarlane is cool. Yeah, yes,
man,
that's
so
my guy.
I actually want one question on McFarlane, Spawn in specific.
Right.
Do you feel there should be another Spawn movie or a reboot or
I can tell you
anything to
from
do with
his
Spawn?
words. All right. So I spoke to him. Me and him was talking, and I asked him. I said, what's going on with that? That's because I was in California when we and him was talking about it, and this was probably like what 6 years ago, 6 years ago, I think. And he said that he was talking with Jamie Foxx, but and I said, yeah, I said because his name was attached to it. He said, but I want a horror film. He
Oh,
said, I want it to be a horror film. He said, I always wanted it to be a horror film. And the first one, he's really wasn't too pleased with the first one because it wasn't how he envisioned it. He envisioned it like the book to be a horror film. So he wants it to be like he kept
who
doing like
who's a part of this? Is this Sony or something with
no, no,
this?
no. He never gave that aspect of it. He was
Okay,
just talking about the writing process of it and the thoughts of where he wanted it to go because they're gonna do a reboot for it, but his reboot thoughts of it, and he's 100% in charge of that whole
yeah,
aspect of it. Not like before. Before he was trying to
yeah,
get the bag. Now he's already the bag.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So it's like I don't need to do anything, but he wants it to be a horror film. And he was like, Jamie Foxx, he saw Jamie Foxx as the hero or the
Anti-hero.
antagonist,
Yeah.
anti-hero to it. But yeah, he doesn't want it how everybody else envisions it, like a
Hmm.
superhero film, because he never viewed Spawn as a superhero.
Yeah.
So
Do you feel that Jamie Foxx would be the perfect person for the role?
after
Or I guess would it
seeing
even matter because like would he wouldn't even really show his self though?
exactly.
Really?
But
Yeah.
after seeing Jamie Foxx and Ray,
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, I realized that he
yeah,
can actually he's a talent that can morph into whatever the material calls for.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
he's a Jared Leto type of individual.
Okay. Man, so there's a one final question that I always ask here, man. And I normally take it a different route. But this time I've never done this one this time, so I'm gonna take it boxing because I seen boxing on the channel.
Oh,
I
that's
know
what's
you
up.
guys go
Thank
over
you. Yeah, yeah.
combat sports. So I was like, I'll do boxing this time, man. This is a Mount Rushmore question. It's a Mount Rushmore question. In every Mount Rushmore, there's four. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Four presidents. Usually, hey, if you want to throw out an honorable mention, fifth. So my Mount Rushmore of boxers is gonna be. I got Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, and Sugar Ray Robinson on my Mount Rushmore of boxing. So, what is your Mount Rushmore? And if you want to add honorable mention, fifth of characters, no matter Marvel, DC, Star Wars, whatever of characters.
Okay. Sugar Ray Robinson is the pillar of boxing. Like he's God in the ring. Like absolutely the most amazing individual I ever seen. So with that, Roy Jones has to move to the side because I've actually seen Roy Jones is like the second coming of Sugar Ray Robinson, but it's just it's God. He's like God. Second is Muhammad Ali, bigger God, like a heavyweight version of God in the ring. Um, Sonny Liston.
Ooh, okay.
Sonny Liston was, and by the time Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay got a chance to fight him, Sonny Liston was on the decline or whatever, and but Sonny Liston was probably the most feared man in boxing.
Yeah.
Very, very hard hitting, destructive in his punches. Um, and the last I will go with is Jack Johnson. Jack
Old
Johnson,
school.
yeah, Jack Johnson was beating white guys where your win can get you hung at the end of the fight. Like and he his level, his balls had to be the
Oh, I
size of everybody's table. He was
think I know where
walking
you
around with
going,
white women in a
man.
time where, man, with fur coat. This dude, I highly recommend anybody that is curious about somebody that has that I don't give a hell attitude. Like, I don't care. I'm going to balls to the wall. People say balls to the wall. No, this dude was living balls to the wall. Jack
Yeah.
Johnson was everything that these dudes, these gangster dudes claim that they are. He is that. He's the original American gangster. He's the original. Honorable mention, Evander Holyfield. Um, okay, so
Okay.
superheroes. Hulk, Flash, Shazam, Doom. Honorable mention, Thanos.
Ooh. Okay. I thought you were gonna say Magneto. Okay.
No, no, no.
Thanos.
Magneto's cool. Magneto's though. I've always said if I always had a power, it would be the power of magnetism.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. But
Hey, don't. Hey, don't
I'm
take an
gonna take
iron
over
pill
the world.
today. Don't fuck.
Yeah,
Don't fuck with me.
I'm gonna take over the world. But but Hulk for obvious reasons. Um the Flash as a kid, anytime I got a new pair of sneakers, you couldn't tell me that I didn't feel like I was the fastest person in the world. My girl told me I was asleep, and I was like, "I'm the Flash." I was doing like this. I said, "The guy, man." She go watch this and laugh. Shazam, because he beats the brakes off of Superman. Logically,
Yeah.
seriously, Superman's. They had to change Superman's power set to make him no longer weak to magic because that's what Shazam is. So technically, he can kill Superman. So and
Are you are
Doom.
you are you comfortable with the Shazam films?
Oh yeah, this last one that just came out. I thought it kept the trend of Wonder
Okay.
Woman being a good film and this being a good film. Aquaman was a decent film. I think them casting Jason Momoa as Aquaman was wrong, and the dude that they had as the Ocean Master. I think he was actually the perfect Aquaman, the blonde hair, blue eyes dude. I thought that was it for me. And Jason Momoa could have been anything else. He could have been something else, but I think they miscast him. But they used his star power from Game of Thrones to actually put him in there. And,
Yeah.
it's a successful film, so I have no problem with it. But him as Aquaman, no, I think the Ocean Master dude was good for me. But
Who
nah, Shazam is good. I like
who
it.
do you feel it would be the perfect Doom? Because I felt for Magneto, I felt Sir Ian, can't remember his last name, was a perfect Magneto.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about, yeah. He was a good
Perfect
young
Magneto.
Magneto.
Yeah.
Yeah, so um Doom. You have to ask yourself at what era. You know, the dude that played the Penguin and he played Bullseye in Daredevil. And he,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
played
I
the
know you're talking
Penguin.
about.
He played the Penguin in this last Batman. Um he showed me how
Yeah,
diverse.
Colin Farrell. Yeah.
Yeah, Colin Farrell. He showed me how diverse and how rangeful he can be as an actor.
Yeah.
That he can lose himself in the role because I didn't even know that was him. Somebody had to tell me that was him playing the Penguin. So yeah, I can see him playing Doom because remember, Doom has to be scarred and Doom has to be in a mask and Doom has to be misogynistic while also egotistical at the same time, being overbearing at showing sensitivity when it comes to his moms. So those ranges of power, I can see that, and I can see him going through all those sensibilities of the character. I can see him actually doing it. So yeah,
So is Doom smarter than Reed
Reed Richards.
Richards?
Doom is more calculating. Doom is more unpredictable.
Yeah.
Reed is logical. So his thought process is pretty much straightforward logic, right? Doom Doom has see what the difference between the two is. Reed doesn't seem to have free will. Doom does. And Doom knows it. Doom knows he's the smartest person in the room, and Doom has to show you he is. Reed doesn't care if he's the smartest person in the room because what matters to him is the answer to the equation. Whatever the thing is a logical thought. The logical thought to that question is it doesn't matter if I'm the smartest person in the room as long as I can get to the answer of this question.
Yeah.
Doom needs to have, and he suffers from a superiority but inferiority complex at the same time because he knows that he's superior, but he suffers from self doubt when it comes to other questions, and that's where his traps fall into. That's his ambition falls into those traps. So yeah, I say Reed is more logical, and Doom has the free will. He has the potential to be smarter, but his distractions is way more than Reed's.
Okay. Okay. So final question for you, man. When the sideshow's Doom, the newest one that's coming out, what made you pull the trigger on the statue?
The portrait, the print
Oh
I
man.
got, the print I
So
got,
it
man.
was duo.
Yeah, we sat there, we was looking at the space, and we, going back and forth like, I don't know, man, I don't know. And then we
Hey,
both
when that
put up.
waitlist converted, I was like, hey, it's now or never.
It was Samba's fault. I can't lie, man, because it was no way in hell we both were supposed to get
Oh
that
nah,
art print.
nah, nah,
And
nah.
he was like, "You got it?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I said it, yeah." Like, oh man, we in. But I can't wait to see it paired up. with Doom on Throne. See how I have it? I gotta send you a picture of how I have it. Because I have the little sideshow diorama of the Fantastic Four and how he's looking over to them. It's crazy. I gotta send you a picture of that. But yeah, it's I love how that is, and so I just gotta have that Doom, and I'm just gonna have that the portrait upstairs. So it's gonna be dope.
No doubt. What's up,
Casual is
Casual?
good.
Man. Well, dude, I want to say thank you, man. That's everything I have for today. Like I said, it's episode 30. Crazy to come this far because I remember when I came on DCX, it was backstage, and I was like, hey, I got an idea. I want to ask you guys, what do you think? And I told you
Yeah,
guys, and you, Thor, Chris, Sick, you guys were like, yeah, man. If, as soon as you're ready for us, you need anything, let us know. And
always
slowly
there,
getting
man.
you guys on one by one. I appreciate it. And hey, here we are, 30 episodes in, and this is always a good one, man.
Blessings, man. Each one teach one all day long.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I want to say I appreciate everybody out there who did come to watch us today. If anybody wants to come on the show, whether you're a collector, big, small, doesn't matter, man. Freaking a sculptor, designer, painter, artist, whatever, man. Here's the email. You can hit me up or on Facebook, and we can make it happen. Appreciate everybody again. It was like appreciate all 40 of y'all, man. 40 of y'all for coming through and man, watching us talk. And hey, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely am a Toys R Us kid. I hate that. I really hate's a strong word, but I really dislike that some kids out there will never get to know it was a whole store that was
For
just for you,
fun.
man.
Yep.
It was a safe haven.
Yep. It was fun. We
Yeah,
had video games in the front. We stand online playing the next game that came out. Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sucks.
man, it's been real. Everybody out there, man, remember one thing. Hey, cash out, baby.
Put some cash in your life, put some cash in your life. Every cash ain't